Okay. Take 1,000. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back.
So done with you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about 10 things that... Oh, not 10 things.
Oh my god, 5 things.
Okay.
Here's a minimum. Cool.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that we learned on a road trip with our 10-month-old. If you don't already know, we went to Mississippi to go visit my mom the day after Mother's Day, and it was supposed to be a 7-hour drive, but turned into a 9-hour drive. So it's actually not bad considering we were in the car with the baby. But we learned a lot, and on the way there it was actually really hard, and then we had to regroup and refocus and kind of figure out what was gonna work and what was not gonna work, so that on our drive back, which was also gonna be a 7 to 9 hour drive, it wouldn't be as miserable. So we did all that so that we can help you out, so that when you go on a road trip with a 10-month-old or whatever month-old, you survive it like we did. So before we dive in, I just want to let you know that going on a road trip with a baby is hard no matter what. So I think having the perspective that they're just going to be fussy. Like, we got tired, we get exhausted, we get cranky. You're not quite eating a meal because you're going through like drive-thrus or having more coffee than normal. You're trying not to drink as much water because you don't want to stop too much, or you want to make your stops count. And so just like off the bat, it's gonna be hard no matter how easy your baby is or how long they can sleep in a car seat. It's just gonna be hard. So keeping that in mind, we'll move forward.
So number 1, be okay with making as many stops as you need. For us, we knew that it was going to be, you know, a 7 or 8 hour trip, and we didn't want it to turn into like a 9 or 10 hour trip. And so we wanted to make sure we weren't making a ton of stops. We were just trying to get there as fast as we could, so that we could finally just get there, relax, regroup. But I think we learned that...
But that didn't work.
Yeah.
It was miserable, and she cried a lot.
Yeah, she's very fussy. But I think we learned on the way back that it was better to take more stops, and maybe not just more stops, but when we did stop, they were longer.
Yeah, like planned out stops. Instead of a bunch of little stops, it was like 2 or 3 longer planned out stops where we could stretch her legs, maybe put her down for a nap in the baby carrier. And we were in a better mood and she was in a better mood.
We stopped at a Target, which I felt like just gave us life because we were able to just look around.
Yeah.
We shopped a little bit.
We got lunch. So we stopped in the
Snacks.
morning, we got snacks, yeah.
We even got bread and peanut butter just to make sandwiches, just to hold us over. I feel like that stop really helped us on the way back.
Yeah, so, and of course, like, because of Corona, it was hard, and we would have rather been to a Target than like a gas station off the side of the road, and you need to stop for gas either way. But stopping at a place like Target or Walmart made it easier for us to get everything that we needed, because they're more likely to have a gas station, especially like a Walmart, instead of having to like stop to go get gas and then stop for lunch and whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so making that trip longer, yeah, Evie was like able to nurse, and she was able to be in the baby carrier and get kind of sleepy, and then we were able to get everything that we needed for the trip. So that was awesome. Okay, so number 2, picking the right time to leave. So the very first time we left at 3 o'clock in the morning, because we thought if we catch her in the middle of her sleep cycle, then she'll sleep until 6 or 7 a.m. and half the road trip will be out of the way, and then she'll be awake for the other half and it'll be okay. We were dead wrong.
What time did she wake up?
She woke up at probably 4 o'clock in the morning, or like closer to like 3:45 in the morning, and was just wide awake until like 2 p.m. So you could imagine that she was just like, yeah, just like so tired. Her eyes were swollen. I mean, it was not good. So pick a good time to leave according to your baby's schedule.
Yeah.
So the second time around when we came back, we decided we were going to let her sleep. And then, so she slept until 6:30 or 7 a.m. And once she was like ready and awake and she felt like she was able to get a good night's rest, we like fed her breakfast and hopped in the car, and she was a much happier baby.
I think she felt better. We felt better because we were able to just sit, have coffee, breakfast, like grab all our stuff, make sure we didn't miss anything. I felt like it just felt better for us.
I mean, every baby's different. So your baby might fall asleep in the car. Our baby does not. She just doesn't like the car seat. She never has. And so letting her sleep really, really good, and then like jump in the car, she was able to hold it off longer and was a much happier baby. So definitely do what's best for your baby's schedule. And if you have to let them sleep for a long time before you hop in the car, that's way better than cutting their naps early, which might sound like common sense, but to us, it felt smarter to leave earlier because we were under this fantasy that she was gonna sleep and not wake up in the car. So no, she definitely knew she was not in her bed anymore. So yeah, plan around your baby schedule.
Okay, number 3 is bring toys and snacks, not just for the baby.
Okay, so what do we mean by that? She's obviously in the car seat for a really long time, and they're not quite gonna get a full meal because we're not pulling over as much like during their normal eating time, right? Nobody's really eating during their normal eating time. So bring lots of snacks. I know it seems like an elementary thought, but bring lots of snacks for the baby.
And I would say even bring good snacks for like yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think on the way there, all we had was like potato chips and like Oreos.
Yeah.
So on the way back, we like got peanut butter and
hummus,
so we made sandwiches
and fruits,
better
and
stuff.
like I got kombucha, and so like having snacks that are better for you, that are going to keep you going, and even for the baby, were much better. Number 4, try to keep things familiar. So this is really important for us because Evie has a really strict schedule at home, and we knew that when well, it's not strict, but she has a lot of routines at home, and so we knew that when we traveled, a lot of those routines were going to be thrown off because like when you're on a road trip, time is very fluid. So having those routines in the back of your head and trying to have things that are like, you know, help them feel a little familiar, especially when you arrive at your final destination, is really important. It might seem like overkill, but there was 3 things that we brought that helped us to like keep it familiar for her. And it was our sound machine, so that was killer. Being able to like whenever we got there, put on the sound machine and lay her down. I think it just made her feel some sense of familiarity. And then we also bought our baby cam, which I will recommend this to everyone. I'll link the camera in the bio or in the description below. But we have the Eufy, and it is incredible. It's not connected to Wi-Fi, so you don't have to worry about connecting to a Wi-Fi, and it has a really, really clear picture.
It's over a FM transmission, so you just need your monitor, and it you know, don't have to worry about connecting it, all that stuff. So it's super easy. Love this monitor, would totally recommend it.
The 3rd thing that we would recommend bringing to keep things familiar,
maybe not just so familiar, but it really helped us, would be the baby Bumbo. Is that what it's called? A
the Bumbo. So our Bumbo has a little tray that sits in the back that you pull out and she can eat on it. That was awesome because she's at a point where she's eating 3 times a day. At my mom's house, we were able to just like buckle it on a chair, and she could sit down with us and eat, and that was huge. Again, it puts a lot of pressure off of us to just be able to put her down somewhere and have our hands free, because we're tired too, and I'm sure that she doesn't want to be held. She just wants to sit and eat her food in peace.
If you're used to traveling light, I would just throw that out of the window because
not the baby, but that's kidding.
Don't throw the baby out of the window, but traveling light, because I think it might seem like overkill to bring like the Bumbo and like the camera and like the sound machine, but I feel like all those things were just like super key and like just made things so much easier for us and just easier for her. So number 5 of things that we learned road tripping with a baby is taking turns being with the baby in the back seat and just driving there.
That was big. That was really big. Because after like 3 hours of being in the back with Evie, it was just exhausting. Like, you just have to really keep them entertained.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
Like how many things can you do to just keep them entertained for 7-8 hours? But there's only so much you can do. So I think just
seeing a different face.
yeah, and just keeping our sanity by like switching drivers, and then I would go to the back and just watch her for a couple hours and just keep her entertained. And
Yeah.
so
And you could tell like she was like even happier because she's like, oh, a new person. So if possible, if you're, we were lucky enough to have 3 adults in the car. We took my sister along, so we were able to rotate, and one person could sit in the front and have like a little break.
Yeah.
But if you are not so lucky and it's just you and somebody else, or even, well, hopefully it's not just you by yourself. If you are, I'm sorry, don't go on a road trip. But if you are driving with somebody else, I would say, again, plan it out, really talk it out. Don't just jump in the car and say like,
Yeah.
well, I'll just drive the whole time and you stay in the back. Just really help that other person out, help the baby out, and just switch,
Yeah.
they want to see their parent as well. And so like, if you're going to drive the first couple hours and you know that there's a nap, maybe after the nap you guys switch, or after lunch you guys switch, and try to do that. I'm not like, whenever we used to go on road trips before Evie, I wasn't a big driver. Like, he would drive most of the way. And so we just assumed
that's what we would do.
that you would just drive most
Yeah.
of the way. But that definitely, and I think it even helped you too. That definitely
Yeah,
wasn't
give me a
good
break.
idea.
Yeah.
Every baby is so different. Every family dynamic is so different. So some of these might not be helpful. Some of these might seem dumb to you, but this is what really worked for us. So yeah, those are a few things that we learned on the road trip. It wasn't easy. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but
Yeah.
we also didn't know it was going to be that hard. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that we did it and that we can tell you about it.
We learned some stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully this helps. So if you have any other recommendations that you think,
Yes.
or if you have gone on a road trip with a baby, definitely leave it in the comment below. And then maybe on our next road trip we can read those.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna come out with a lot more videos about stuff like this. We are going on another trip with Evie.
She's turning 1.
She is turning 1, which is so sad. I can't believe it. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and yeah, I hope you have a good day.